Welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe if you want to join the party and follow me at EMWILSS over on Instagram. This is a topic that I'm a little bit salty about right now because it's happening to my guy friends, but I can't be too salty because it's something that I wasn't very good at myself when I was in the dating world. Here's the reality. We cannot hope, pray, beg guys to be clear, to be intentional about where they want to go in a relationship with us, if anywhere at all, if we are not going to give them the same courtesy back. I have struggled with this in my own life, and it is, like I said, happening to my great guy friends, and it makes me so sad that women just don't have they can't get up the courage, they can't get up the gusto to say, I'm just not interested in pursuing a romantic relationship with you. I'm not interested in going on any more dates. I'm not interested in this going any further. Can't get up the courage and the courtesy to say such a thing. And again, guilty. This ties back into a video I made a while ago called Rejecting Guys Politely and how to do that, but I think this is really important to talk about. Sometimes rejecting guys can be really hard for us as women. Why? Because we don't like hurting people, especially great guys. We don't like hurting their feelings. We think, oh my gosh, he's done this for me, he's done that for me, he's done this for me, he's done that for me, he's taken me out to dinner, whatever it is. And we think like, well, I can't reject him, like he's done all these things. He bought me a watch, he bought me shoes, whatever. Whatever the case may be, if you know that your heart is not in it and you don't want it to go anywhere else, you must put a stop to it. You must get up the courage to say, I need to do this, and to do it. And some of us, there's a struggle, like you're dating a great guy, and some of you are like, yeah, as if, waiting on him. You're dating a great guy and you think, if I reject this guy, if I end this relationship, dating, whatever, what other guys are gonna be there? Like, I waited this long for this great guy to come along and I'm really not feeling it, but you know, I don't know, maybe I should just keep him around, maybe my feelings will, you know, come to be somehow, even though I feel nothing. Who else will I find if I let him go? And that is so unfair to great men. It is so unfair for us to waste their time if we know this is like not the guy for me, to keep on keeping on because you can't get up the courage to say this isn't for me. You don't have to apologize. I almost said I'm sorry. There's no reason to apologize, but this is not for me and I'm not interested in this going any further. To get up the courage to say that, to be fair to this guy who, you know, only has so many years in his life as we all have so many years in our lives, to be clear with this guy who's being clear and intentional and deserves the right to go out and find a woman who reciprocates those feelings, who feels the same way about him, and who is excited about the relationship. If you're not excited at all, it's a good indicator that you should probably put an end to things. We have to be bold and we have to be clear about our feelings. We have to be bold and we have to be clear about where we see things going just as much as we want guys to do that. It's so important to communicate your feelings properly, and when you know it's not right, to reject him. It sounds horrible to say reject him. To put an end to things, to end that dating relationship, to end that, you know, BFGF relationship, trying to think of the word, to end that, to end things, to reject him, which is hard, but when it's necessary, and we gotta just step up and do that. These guy friends who are like, you know, I try to do all the right things and, you know, I just never heard from her and she just kind of fell off the face of the earth. No, use your words, be a grown-up woman and use your words and like tell the guy where you're at, what you're thinking, and if it's not right, say, this is not for me. This is not the right time, whatever the reason is, but to step up and be clear and give that courtesy to men who we ask for that courtesy back from. If we want them to be intentional, to use their words like date, words like boyfriend, girlfriend, words like, will you marry me? If we want them to use their words, we have to be grown-up women and use our words too. Once again, you can go to that video, Rejecting Guys Politely, where I talk a little bit about what you can say and how you can go about doing that. But it is so important to do this in dating so that A, you don't waste your time but most importantly, out of courtesy for him, that you don't waste his time. Set him free to find a woman who will be interested in him, who will be excited when he calls, who will be so excited when he picks her up for a date. If that's not you, set him free. Let's be grown women. Let's use our words. Let's treat people fairly. Maybe this applies to you today. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, what I would give to even have an opportunity to reject a guy. I don't know where you're at in your dating life, but this might be helpful today or later on. That's all for today. I'll talk to you soon.